Welcome everyone here to the Dorn Pod. Today we're going to be talking about conference championships that are happening this week. We're going to talk about the top 5 conferences, and I'll tell you my predictions on what will happen during those tournaments and if there's any sleepers to watch out for. And yeah, let's get started. Let's start off with the strongest conference this year in college basketball in the SEC, as the top 4 seeds for the SEC is as follows: Auburn number 1, Florida number 2, Alabama number 3, and Tennessee number 4. And then for the first round for the SEC conference, number 9 Arkansas against South Carolina 16, Texas 13 against number 12 Vanderbilt, number 10 Mississippi State against LSU number 15, number 14 Oklahoma against number 11 Georgia. And then the teams with just one bye is Ole Miss, A&M, Missouri, and Kentucky. As I analyze this tournament here, the big one to look forward to is the Ole Miss versus Auburn. Auburn's been on a skid. They've lost 2 straight to end the season, and the Rebels are looking to get revenge against Auburn, as they will face Auburn if they do win their game against either Arkansas or South Carolina. A&M and Tennessee are on the same row. Not really worried about Tennessee there. I mean, A&M is a little bit of a threat to Tennessee. I feel like Tennessee can pull out of that line there. Florida and Missouri, that'll be a good one. Missouri, a sneaky 7 seed. They've been solid all year. They just haven't been able to beat the really big teams, and they're looking to do some damage there, possibly against Florida if they do win, which they should be. And then Alabama is on the same line of Kentucky. That'll be a good one. Kentucky, a very veteran-heavy team. Alabama, also very veteran-heavy. We'll see who can get out of that. The bottom half is more of a gauntlet than the top half. Florida, Missouri, and then Kentucky and Alabama. So we'll see how that goes there. I'm not really going to predict who's going to win the SEC because anyone can win it. There isn't really any Cinderellas, I think, in the SEC. It's probably going to be more chalk than you think it is. Don't be expected to see any double-digit seeds, obviously, going past the second round for this tournament. And then let's move over to the Big 12 Conference, as the top 4 seeds are Houston, Texas Tech, Arizona, and BYU. Big 12 hasn't been as solid as previous years. Kansas is a 6th seed in a conference. That's not normal from Kansas. Normally top 4 every year. They've been on a skid again. We'll see if they can bounce back during the tournament with Bill Self. We'll see if they can turn the table here. Cincinnati, Oklahoma State, Colorado, TCU, Arizona State, Kansas State, UCF, and Utah are playing in the first round for that tournament. BYU and Iowa State are on the same row there. That'll be a tough line. Houston and West Virginia. West Virginia's been beating great squads this year, so seeing them match up with Houston in the same line, that'll be fun to watch. Texas Tech, Baylor, both teams again. They've kept their games close and they've really enjoyed. That'll be a great line to watch as well. Also, Kansas State, they could be a threat to either Baylor or Texas Tech, so that'll be fun for that row there. And then Arizona and Kansas are going to be in the same realm. Kansas can beat Arizona. yeah, both Kansas and Arizona have kind of slumped here this year, in my opinion. If you go watch their games, I think both teams are, I know Kansas has at least 10 losses. I think Arizona's threatening 10 losses or very close to 10 losses. So that'll be interesting with Kansas and Arizona in the same line there. I'm going to assume either West Virginia or Houston comes out. Whoever comes out of the West Virginia Houston line there for the tournament, I think they're going to win the whole thing, in my opinion. So that's that for the Big 12. And let's move over to the ACC as Duke, obviously unanimous number 1 seed, as Louisville takes the 2 seed, Clemson the 3 seed, Wake Forest the 4 seed. And yeah, as I look at this, Duke kind of has a cakewalk until the championship game. If they do play Clemson, that'll be a little bit of a matchup, as they did lose to them earlier this year. They were kind of banged up with that roster. So Duke now healthy again. Can beat Clemson if they do play each other, and that'll be 7:30 Saturday, the championship game. So make sure you guys watch that on ESPN. And that is that for the ACC. And then let's move over to the Big East, as I think 4 teams can win that conference. As St. John's get the 1 seed, Creighton and UConn all get byes. Marquette plays Xavier on Thursday for that second round. As those top 3 teams get byes, Marquette should come out against Xavier pretty easily. And then they'll have to face St. John's. Marquette looking for bounce back against St. John's, as they lost to them in overtime by a very smart defensive team in St. John's. And then Creighton and UConn. It's either going to be Marquette or UConn. I don't see Creighton really winning it this year. So it's either going to be Marquette, UConn, or St. John's. So that's that for the Big East. And yeah, that is. Oh, actually, let's finish off with the Big Ten here. Forgot to bring out the Big Ten. So the top 4 seeds are Michigan State, Michigan, Maryland, and UCLA, as there were a 3-way tie for third, as Wisconsin gets the bump, and Purdue as well. And yeah, let's see who can come out here. So Michigan State's on the same line of Oregon and Indiana. Michigan State, that should be pretty easy for them. UCLA's on the same bump with Wisconsin. Wisconsin should pass UCLA no problem. Illinois on the same line of Maryland. Illinois should pass Maryland. Purdue and Michigan are on the same line. That'll be fun. Purdue should pass them. So the only top 4 seed I really see moving is Michigan State. Expect UCLA, Maryland, and Michigan to all go down. As Purdue, Illinois, and Wisconsin look to move forward there in the top 4. So that is my predictions this year for the conference tournament. I'm going to be going live Selection Sunday, so make sure you guys, tune into that. Say hi. Let me know if you have any Cinderella predictions as well, as that selection show will be around 5 o'clock on Sunday. So make sure you guys are tuned into that. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of content coming your way this week. Hopefully you guys have a great Monday evening.